Welcome, my friends, to the second edition of What If It Was a Horror Movie, with your host, Jonathan Mafioso. Today's featured movie is Small Soldiers, which released in 1998. Let us begin. In the late 1960s, Bill Mars, played by the luxurious Dennis Leary, files for divorce from the Smalls family due to overstress and unfulfilled sexual needs. Tired of working for others, he works his way to the top over the course of 30 plus years. In the mid-1990s, he has become the CEO of Globotech Industries. Globotech acquires Heartland Toys and sets up a pitch meeting for upcoming children's products. We are introduced to Irvin and Larry of Heartland, whom have developed the ultimate entertainment package for kids worldwide. They propose the idea of an intergalactic war between the alien Gorgonites, led by Catman, and the human military, aka Commando Elites, led by Colonel Taylor Hicks. If it's as successful as we plan, there could even be a movie, a young Tobias says enthusiastically. Bill seems to like the idea and ponders, but he states his own judgmental opinion. He commands for the Gorgonites and the Commando Elites to be renamed the Christmas Misfits and the Gorilla Juiceheads. He also demands both armies to obtain the sexual orientation of homosexuality. Bill gives Irvin and Larry a 3-month deadline to complete goals until the commencement of mass production. He also gives them the source to the almighty XXX1000 microprocessor integrated circuits, allowing AI capabilities within the toys. It also allows the creation of a conscience within the toys. Why? Because I'm narrating the plot of a 90s horror movie, that's why. Get over it. We cut to a younger teenager, Alan, and his family getting ready to start their day during an early morning in Cleveland, Ohio. His father gives Alan a lecture about responsibility and hands over the keys to a local toy shop they happen to own. He heads to work, depressed and alone, listening to If I Was Your Boyfriend by a legendary songbird of the time, Justin Bieber. Alan sets himself up and explores the area. He realizes that this toy shop sucks, for it contains a massive amount of Barbie dolls and old antiques that 90s kids don't care about. With convenient movie timing, the shipment truck driver, Joe, arrives at the store with pointless Barbie dolls. However, he does also have a large surplus of Gorilla Juiceheads and Christmas Misfits too. Alan notices this and asks politely if he could receive some for the store. Joe feels bad and responds graciously because he believes these toys will get you laid. An hour later, the store is flooded with families shopping for the latest toys. A young girl, Christy Lane, played by the cute Kirsten Dunst, and her little brother shows up. She asks Alan about the Gorilla Juiceheads, and he attempts to flirt, but fails miserably. Even so, she is highly sexually attracted to Alan and sets up a date that very night. She buys one of the toys for her brother and leaves the toy shop. Hours later, he closes up shop and leaves to get ready for the date. Catman, in the meanwhile, breaks out of his package and sneaks into Alan's car. Cut to Irvin and Larry in their Heartland toy cubicles conversing. They realize just how powerful the XXX1000 could potentially be. This force of power is too strong to be unleashed onto American territory. They immediately call Bill Mars. Cut again to late evening in Cleveland. Alan leaves his house and heads to Christie's, who conveniently lives next door. He knocks on the door. She answers and grabs Alan's hand. They have sex immediately. There is a bump in the night meanwhile at the toy shop as the Gorilla Juiceheads and Misfits break out of their respective packages. Kinky pleasures ensue, though leader Colonel Taylor Hicks turns his head while ensuing in this orgy and notices the Barbie display, and he quickly becomes bi-curious. He orders ceasing of the orgy and demands Order 66, or in human code, the death of all misfits. All are savagely destroyed, leaving Catman the lone survivor. He's still in Alan's car though. The Gorilla Juicehead army extract the XXX1000 chips from all the misfits and place them within the Barbie dolls. Once the Barbies arise with life, all break out of the store to roam the streets. Alan arrives home from a sexual encounter and notices Catman conservatively waiting in his bedroom. Catman warns Alan of an incoming holocaust of all humans. Alan ignores Catman's strong words but allows him to stay in the room because he looks awesome. Like, come on, he's a hybrid of a cat, a man, and a badass. How can he not? Cut to Bill Mars, Irvin, and Larry conversing in a standard movie office somewhere. Irvin and Larry want Bill Mars to cut costs on all remaining toys that contain the XXX-1000. Bill reluctantly says no. I've come too far to give up on the biggest entertainment expenditure yet, he says. I lost my signed Babe Ruth baseball 30 years ago, and I lost all hope in humanity that day. I won't lose hope in hope this time. Irvin and Larry look puzzled. Who is Babe Ruth? Some cheerleader? Larry asks. Furious with anger, Rescue Me whips out his pistol and shoots the both of them in the head point blank. They are dead. He sneers and says an inappropriate curse word. Fuck! The next day, now whipped, Alan and Christy arrive at the toy shop for the daily shift. They notice the horrifying wreckage and the missing shipments of the popular toys, even the Barbies. Alan realizes that when his parents find out, he'll be a dead man. We cut to Christy's house to see the little brother playing with his private Kelly Clarkson action figure. Suddenly, a thump is heard in the closet. Being brave, the boy walks over to his closet and opens the door. Immediately upon release, the bodies of Christy's mother and dead Phil Hartman fall out. The boy screams as Private Kelly Clarkson begins to sing, "Since You've Been Gone." The boy dies. Other Gorilla Juice heads pop out of the nearby vents to hide the bodies. Somewhere in the woods of Cleveland, Colonel Taylor Hicks gives an inspirational speech to his fellow soldiers singing, "Do I make you proud? They are ready to murder and conquer." Cut to Christy and Alan. She receives a text from a friend and leaves Alan. He then goes home to explain himself, but he is grounded. As a punishment, his father takes Catman and mutilates him limb by limb. Catman is now dead, and therefore all hope is lost. Cut to Joe driving his shipment during the evening as he begins to notice Barbie dolls and Gorilla Juice heads walking through the neighborhood. For some reason, the first person he calls is Alan. Alan answers his house phone and hears Joe's cries, but before Joe can say anything important, a few Barbies compromise him as he crashes into a pole. A leading Barbie takes her hand and inserts it into his exposed bunghole as he screams. Alan, terrified, sneaks out of his house without a peep because his parents are in the living room and they're too busy watching Dancing with the Nobodies, as he flees to Christie's to warn her of the impending doom. Upon walking into her room, he witnesses Christy having rough sex with Tobey Maguire. Before anyone could awkwardly weep, toys emerge from the vent and viciously murder Christy and Tobey, collectively. Alan runs out of the room and out of the house to be welcomed by an army of Gorilla Juice heads scattering the neighborhood, singing "Before He Cheats" in unison. Families are being decapitated, animals are being inflamed, and potholes remain the same. A solid black Cadillac arrives in the midst of all this darkness and ruin, and a man steps out of the back. It's Bill Murs. He maniacally laughs, and maniacally laughs some more. Entranced, Alan watches this, but in return has his heels immediately sliced open by two Gorilla Juice heads below. He falls to the grass and looks to the sky. Colonel Taylor Hicks walks up to Alan's face and exclaims, "I like the way you die, boy." He takes his cute little chainsaw equipped with all Colonel Taylor Hicks products near you and slices Alan's face apart. Bill continues to laugh maniacally.